Greetings. Today I want to begin with to say that we are having huge diamond light codes and rainbow light codes coming in now. This is maybe the biggest influx from the cosmic light codes we have had yet, and you will be able to feel it. You will be able to feel it, and it it will be seen from different views, of course, from different views for different people. So some people get confused about it because it's so strong. So it will, how do you say, accelerate their process. This is an evolutionary process we are in. Remember this. It's an evolutionary process. It's this process, spiritual ascension, is a divine evolutionary process. The process that the few people on earth who are, so to say, having control over the most of the people through concepts like, I say it, like the COVID, and other things. That's not the evolutionary process. Everything, so to say, is in the bigger picture, of course. So it is like someone said that is a very good thing to say, is that everything exists. Everything exists. But it doesn't mean that it has the same divine purpose. But it's not possible. It's not possible to change the divine purpose. It's not a human being, one or two or three. It's not a group of human beings who have sitting on a chair with a table and do conspiracy talks, which they implant into people. That's not the divine. The divine works in totally other ways. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the different perspectives that you and other beings who are rising their consciousness will have. And remember, this huge light codes that's coming in now, it's all for the better for everyone. So try to grasp them and take them in and use them for the better for your own divine evolutionary process now. Yes. I would like to talk about the consciousness, the rising of the consciousness, the level of the consciousness that is rising is in many human beings today now on earth. I wanted to talk about it in a perspective that is slightly new, and it's about when you have risen up to a higher perspective of consciousness, you will begin to see things very, very clearly around you. So you will begin to be totally clear about that there is a lot of people who have not awakened yet, and they are in a state of not being conscious of actually being that they are divine beings, because we are all born as divine beings. And that so many people begin to understand now that there is a few beings on earth that have taken over the power of people. It's not a new concept. This is old. The new is that many people are waking up. That's new. And in that process there comes kind of a lot of different perspectives. But the important thing is to know that when you raise your consciousness, you will see clearly. You will see clearly that you have a lot of, you can call it in different things. You can call it avatars, you can call it robots, you can call it brainwashed beings and you can call it programmed beings. And when I say this, I don't say it with a judgmental voice. People will wake up in their own pace. Some people maybe not this lifetime, and other people this lifetime later. And many people it's already in the process. And this is very important to notice and know. I say this now because when you begin to see clearly this, there will be a lot of people that is absolutely not, I will say it now, in your league. They are not in your league anymore. It doesn't mean, I say it again, that you judge them. It means that you have discernment. Discernment, there's a big difference there. It can feel, if you're not used to work by yourself, it can feel confusing. But when you know how to work with yourself, to ground yourself, to go inside and have inner peace, and how to do that, you can do it. And it's important to know that you are not the only one who do this. It's more and more and more people who come into this process and work with this now. So be sure. It's coming, someone looking at me again. Yeah. I'm not a journalist. No, I'm not. But I feel like that when I do my videos, because people are always so interested. You know, in 3D Matrix, I was just today actually thinking I should take a little pass about that. So things, you know, small-minded people in 3D Matrix, they talk about other people and they think they care about other people, but actually they put their nose in others' business instead of caring of themselves. This is true. This is divine truth. So, of course, if you are on a higher level of consciousness, you feel this with your nose directly. You know this directly when someone is like that. Don't judge them, but be sure that you work from your own consciousness, and that is your power. So in this means that when you come to a higher consciousness, it doesn't mean that you will not meet people who can be challenging for you. It doesn't mean that. It means that you can do this in a much better way, and you can keep your inner peace, and you are the one who decides in your life. So this we have talked about many times, that we came here with a free will. When you understand what that means, they are programmed, and they don't know they are programmed. If you tell them that they are programmed and brainwashed, they say yes, some people are, and they don't think they are themselves. This is also true. And I have compassion for this, because I was in this state myself earlier in this lifetime. But when you begin to see the truth and are able to pull through to a higher consciousness level, you have to begin and work and act on another level also. So but I was never that kind of person anyway, who was talking about other people and gossiping and this. I was never that kind of person. But this is what they are trained to do in the 3D matrix. And the 3D matrix is lower consciousness. And it's also that they don't actually understand themselves, that they say yes to things that is not healthy, like unhealthy concepts that comes from authorities in our society. And this is also something I have seen for my whole lifetime clearly, but I wasn't able to take myself out of the 3D matrix. So I'm grateful that in this age now, after working my whole lifetime with these issues, I'm finally managed to do this. That's why I want to get it out, messages about this, to help other people to do the same. But many, or if not the most people still, they are not even interested because they don't realize that they are slaves and that they are programmed, and that there is other, very few in the top who are controlling them. They can say, as I said before, this is the tricky part. You can talk to them and you can say, talk about this, and they will answer yes, 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 like they understood, but they don't understand. So you can never teach another person by trying to put in and say this is. People have to go through their own experiences to really know that something is true. So yeah, there is this kind of issues that is important to know when you come up to a higher consciousness level that you have to deal with, because it can be quite a little bit of a, so I would call it a little bit like a shock, because there is not many people around you anymore that you can really relate to at all. So I will say this example. So all of them, nearly all of them, look very nice on the surface, can be very kind on the surface. You just scratch a little bit and something else is popping totally up. That's an example of what's going on. That's an example. So they can't stand any pressure when it comes to that they can have their own power, because they don't have the power over themselves when it comes to reality. They are controlled, and it's not themselves who have control. I talk about this now also because I would like to say that my program I'm going to have on my website is going to be about this. It's also called soul loss from shamanic perspective, and as I work with shamanic practices, this is the most important, because also the shamanic practices, this is the oldest healing practice that has been on earth, and it's not something you sit and just have concepts. You have to live it and find out, how do I get through to people with this? And as I said again, you cannot serve concepts and tell people what to do. People have to learn by their own experiences, and that is not up to you. You cannot serve people that kind of experiences. It's the divine level who serves people the experiences they are ready for. Yes. So just some notices here, and then I want to say, have a blessed day. Have a blessed day, and good luck with everything. From me, Freja. Love you. Love you.